Good afternoon, everyone. Happy
everyone.
Friday. Hope everyone is doing well today. We are back again 7 days later.
Unbelievable. It went so fast.
Weeks go by so quickly around here. So today we have a new guest again, and as usual, every week we bring you someone new. And we're going to be talking to Keena Sharma today and find out all about her. In the meantime, if you're new here, I'm Rafia, that's Greg, my co-host. And also, if you have questions, please put it into the comments and I will read them. For any of us, we will answer the questions for you. So Keena, welcome.
Hi, thank you. Thank you for having me. I'm so excited to be here today.
Are you nervous?
No, I'm okay.
No reason to be nervous.
Yeah. I think I was earlier, but then I was like, okay.
Good.
Yeah,
No reason to be
We'll
nervous.
bite.
Yeah, sometimes we do, but most of the times we
Yeah,
don't.
I
Just
can-
kidding.
But today we're not going to.
Today we're not
Today
going
you decide to be friends.
We're in a good mood.
Yes, okay.
Today we're like having some dental
Oh,
issues.
no,
We're
that's
not
good.
fighting.
Thank
We got
you,
stuff
thank
going
you.
on, so
Thank you for being easy on me.
So every week we bring you a new guest and we go live on our Culver City Biz Group as well as my personal and also our guests, so we can learn more about what our guests are doing. So Keena, tell us what you do for a living.
Hi, so yes, my name is Keena Sharma. I'm a realtor and a real estate agent in the West Los Angeles, or Southern California. I can buy and sell residential property anywhere in Southern California, but I specialize mostly in the West LA, West side of California. And I'm super excited, mostly residential. Yes,
Okay.
I help buyers as well as sellers. And investment, if somebody's looking for investment property, I'm just now also getting into a little bit of the investments,
Oh, good.
like the kind of fixer-uppers and
Yeah.
Okay.
Very nice.
Yeah.
How is the market right now? I know that's the obvious question. you gotta ask.
Yeah, so the market, let's talk about the market. So it's now slowly shifting. I'd say it's kind of neutral, right? But it's shifting a little bit towards the buyer's side, buyer's market.
Okay.
So that means basically there are more houses for sale, and the buyers have more leverage, so they have more advantage basically with pricing, asking for concessions from the sellers. So they have a little more leverage, so they can work it, you know. So this is the time for buyers to
Get out there and
This
buy.
is the time. There's so many options out there.
Do you work for yourself or do you work for a company?
Yes, I actually work for a brokerage, Realty One Group United in Marina Del Rey. So
Okay.
yeah, yes.
And is there like advantages to working with a realty group or just on your own? Do you have to have a broker's license in order to do it on your own?
Yeah, so if you do it on your own, so this is how it works. I'm not a brokerage. I could get a brokerage license. So
Okay.
yeah, so then that way I can have my own company and team. However, I joined a brokerage firm and they, I work under them.
Okay.
And under that, you can have teams. So I chose to work solo without a team. So I hope that makes sense. It's
Yeah,
a little,
no, I get it.
but the other options, like I said, if I want to own my own brokerage firm, I can do that, but it requires another examination, and then that's when you can create your own kind of group.
But having a team is more beneficial to you because then they do some of the back legwork and stuff, right? Paperwork, things like that.
Yes, I mean, there's pros and cons, I guess, to
Okay.
everything.
But then you have to share the commission.
Yes, exactly. And then you kind of, you're still kind of under somebody. So for me, I like to be, the whole point for me is, if I can, it's a little bit harder initially, but that way, it takes more time to establish, but then I don't know, everybody's different, so everybody has different preferences, but I love it.
How long have you been doing it?
So I'm hitting 2 years, yes.
Okay.
Yes, so yeah, it's been good.
What made you decide to choose real estate?
The reason why is because my mom, she's a business owner. She owns 2 businesses. I'm from the East Coast originally, from Washington, D.C., born and raised. And growing up, I've always seen my mom. She's my role model. And she runs 2 businesses, my parents, both of them. And on the side, my mom started, several years ago, she started doing investment properties. So she would buy and hold. You can just call them buy and hold, where you buy, put tenants and then, you know, put some tenants in the properties, and that way you make some income.
While you're waiting to get
Yeah. So she kind of got me into it, and I got so interested because I had cash, and then I bought my first investment property in 2019 in Arizona.
Okay.
So I got so excited, and now I'm like kind of addicted.
Okay.
So then I got my license, and then hopefully I'm in the process of hopefully buying more now. So let's see. Yeah.
So inspired by your mother.
Oh yes,
which is the best way to be inspired.
Very much.
Nothing wrong with that.
Very much. So.
Nothing wrong with that. So 2 years. What would you give as an advice to somebody new who wanted to get into this business?
That's a great question, and it's kind of hard to answer, but I'll answer it to the best I can because I'm kind of new, right? I'm still like establishing myself.
Sure.
I'd say it's a great field, great industry to get in. If you're a go-getter, if you are proactive, if you love working with people, and I think that's my thing. I genuinely love working with people.
Okay.
I like helping people, and I like seeing them happy. Like at the end of the day, seeing that smile on their face when they buy or sell, and you know, you get that satisfaction. Because I'm kind of in that situation where I want to buy and hold and invest, so I know what it feels like. And to own property is really a big deal, and it's the biggest thing. So the advice I just say is, you know, like keep at it. And I took my exam, I passed it the first time. I remember I was so excited. I was like, this is amazing. I don't have to. So I was so nervous. I had to take the exam again and again. I didn't have the confidence. And when I took it, I was like, okay. And the real work starts when the exam is nothing. Like you study it, fine. That's just one part of it. The real work is after you take the exam. That's when you really have to work hard. Because the exam is just the license, like the.
So is there, like when you're doing single family homes versus investment property, is there like different kind of realty contractual things that you have to know?
Everything is pretty much similar. I think the difference is with investment, if you're working with like a developer, like kind of like what I'm starting right now, I haven't done much of it, but that's what I'm getting my feet in, get into. And so with that one, it's slightly different. That one's more, the investors and developers just buy the property as is. And then they buy it, they fix it up, and flip it kind of, and then they resell it. So, but the contracts, everything is pretty much similar. Similar, okay. Yes.
So you prefer to do the investment properties versus single family, or do you don't mind?
I don't mind. I love it all. I love it all.
Well, it's rewarding, right? And the more you do, the more you learn. And
absolutely.
Later on exactly what you do.
Oh yeah, and a lot of agents, they do. So sometimes when they get their license, they just want to do one thing. They only help buyers, or they only help sellers, or they only work with developers. I know many agents like that, but for me, I like to do it, all of it, and any of it. Yes.
So I know for buying and selling a home, it can be very emotional for both sides. What's your advice for, let's say, a buyer? Because I think when you're buying a home, sometimes it can be like you're so stressed. And
how do you calm them down?
Yeah.
They have to understand they're doing a good thing. They're really doing a good thing.
I'd say, so for buyers, I really, the thing I can say for buyers is don't, how should I say this? Don't put your all into one house, because you just don't know, and there's no guarantee that for some reason, God forbid, it doesn't go through. Like, but you're so excited, and then your hopes, and it doesn't go through, and what's going to happen? You're going to be very disappointed, right? And it's not a good feeling.
How often does that happen, where it actually doesn't go through?
It can happen from time to time. There's no, statistic, but it just depends. I think it depends on the situation. So it can happen anytime, and just, like I said, it depends, Sometimes things don't go through because escrow or financial situation, or the seller, or really anything, So you just don't know. So just be prepared, I guess. Because anything, just be prepared for the worst, right? That's all I can say for that.
No, because you walk into a house. Let's say you just love it, right? And if you love it, it's going to be. Could you go close that door? It's being super loud. So when you are buying a home, you can walk in and just fall in love, right?
Oh, yeah.
And then if for any reason it doesn't work out, then it's so disappointing.
So much.
So so we covered that part of it. What about the other part of selling your house?
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so like, to me, I think I would have such a hard time, right? I would now, but before I had a different house before this one. And because I was upgrading and because I was moving to a bigger place and I was growing out of the other one, I was super excited to move, right? And I was super excited to sell. But at this point, I don't think I would be. So how would you handle someone like me who'd be totally emotional?
Depending where you're going, I mean, you're obviously moving to a better place. Hopefully.
Exactly.
Wouldn't that make it?
Am I moving to
Yes.
the beach?
Yeah, if you're moving right,
I don't care.
right on Manhattan Beach or right on the water, it's like, okay. No, but one thing I can say, it can be very emotional. It's
Yes.
the whole process is emotional, I think, for buyers or sellers.
Yeah.
That's the one word. If I could just say one word about the whole process, it's very emotional.
But then there's so many people who are not attached. They just sell. They live in a house for a little while and they sell it and they move to another one.
Yeah.
But that's their expectation. You've been there a long time.
Yeah.
And I would assume that you'd be going, if you're not going to jail or anything, then you're going to
Yes.
a nicer
And
place.
there's so much sentimental value,
I know.
Like, or maybe you grew up in that house and now it's time to like, oh my gosh, let's sell it, right? So.
I know. I felt like that with my mom's house too. It was very sentimental.
And what some people do, like some sellers, if it has gained enough equity, I feel like you have the option to like rent it out.
Right.
Put it in for, like lease versus you don't have to sell it.
Right.
So that way you always have that property there.
Yeah.
And then you can just, if it's kind of paid off or not, either way, that way you still own it. It's still there.
No, it's very true because, you as a realtor, I'm sure you have to wear many hats, but I think one of the hats you probably have to wear is being more of a psychologist for them,
It can be stressful.
Right, it can be stressful, and just to calm them down, and then you have like the buyer's agent, and you have,
There's a lot of pressure.
There's a lot of pressure. The walkthroughs, the inspections.
Oh, yes.
All those things, so you have to keep everybody calm.
I know. It can be stressful for all parties involved. And like you said, yes, you gotta try to work it and keep them calm.
So, have you found that most of the properties nowadays go for more than the asking price around here, around the West Side area?
Yeah, I think a lot of people, buyers, they really like to, bargain or what is it called? Negotiate. Yes, that's a better word. Negotiate. They like to negotiate, and I think that's great because, especially now, like right now, because it's like I said earlier in the interview, this is kind of shifting. It's neutral market. It's kind of shifting towards the buyer's market. I think they have more leverage, so it's always good to ask because you never know.
If you know somebody's about to pay too much for a house, do you tell them or do you have to stay out of it?
To be honest,
is she the buyer's agent?
Yeah.
I think no, it's okay. I think we have to feel out what the buyer feels most comfortable with and seller, right? Because I've been in that situation where the seller, I can give an example, seller's like, okay, I want 2.1 for this condo. And the buyer's like, no, we're only willing to go like 1.7, I think it was, or 1.8, 7, something like that. So it's like, we have to come to that mutual point. But whatever, I guess what we
That's
say,
a big difference.
it's a big difference.
Yeah.
But it really depends because that seller was eager. He had to sell. There was no other buyer except that one who put in that offer. And then at that point, the seller was a little stubborn. And then finally he's like, you know what? Because I advised him, if you go lower, you can kind of create a bidding war, which is nice.
It's just better.
Yes.
Yeah.
That way you have options.
But he didn't want to go lower, right?
He was like very stubborn. I mean, he's not
No,
watching this.
Just don't give his address out or anything like that.
Don't give that.
It could be anybody.
Yeah, it could be anybody. And sellers can be, but there just has to be that mutual. And some people walk away if there's no mutual, right? So.
Yeah, I think there's a sweet spot where you list it at that price, and then you do have have those bidding wars,
Yes,
you know.
yes, yes.
And then, but I've noticed is that a lot of the properties go for higher than what they were asking.
Yes, and you are right about that, actually, because what happened after COVID, people were very desperate because the interest rates were lower, and that I did notice that a lot of buyers, they were willing to just pay extra to lock in that house because there were so many buyers, and in order to win that house, they had to stand out but pay more.
What about, the fires destroyed a lot of houses in January. Does that have any impact on houses out here as far as prices go and people trying to find houses?
Yeah, I think with rental, it was a little bit of because a lot of people were looking for temporary.
Sure.
Initially, they needed a temporary
Right.
place, and rental. So that was, I guess, that was the main focus.
Right.
Versus people, I don't think people would go straight from, or they didn't rather, go from the house burning down straight to buying, right?
So while we're talking about the house burning down, do you think that more people are going to go back to the Palisades and rebuild, or do you think that a lot of people are just going to be like, let's wait and see?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think a lot of people that I noticed that I spoke with, a lot of buyers, they're moving away from. That's
why I asked the question.
Oh, that's a great question.
I think,
yes, you did ask that question. Yes, you did.
I think that's probably what's...
That's a great question because I think I've noticed a lot of apprehension. Like a lot of buyers are very apprehensive now because they don't know, right?
Not only that, but I feel like if your house survived, it's even worse.
Yeah, I know someone that did, and they don't know what to do. They're in the house, but there's nothing to do.
Oh,
there's no city.
There's no city, there's no neighbors.
Correct.
There's smell.
Oh, yes.
There's an uncertainty of whether it's safe or
and
not.
what's the value of their house if they want to leave?
Yes. That's another thing.
So they're not getting the insurance. They're not.
Correct.
They're probably in a worse place than anybody else.
It's very sad. And
have you had anybody like that wants to sell their house at the time?
I haven't seen a seller, but I've run into a lot of buyers at open houses that I sit in. They would come in and say, "Oh my God, their story," and it's really touching. I mean, I feel bad.
So sad.
It's very sad. I'm like, oh
sad.
gosh, I try to sympathize. I'm so sorry.
We were talking about being emotionally attacked. Imagine, like, you couldn't take off. I mean, at least when you're moving and selling a place, you get to take everything, But imagine, like, losing your stuff, everything.
That's really hard.
It's got to be very emotional.
Oh, very much
stressful.
so. Very much so. I mean, I don't even know what it feels like, but I can only imagine.
Yeah.
That's sad.
To make those decisions of what you would take, I mean, I'd love to hear from people that are watching. If you guys want to comment, we'll read the comments out. We're talking to Keena today, and we're talking about real estate, and we got onto the Pacific Palisades fires, just because it's closer to us here on the west side, but I know that Altadena was really affected as well. But we're just seeing a lot more of the Pacific Palisades people coming towards this area to rent or to buy. So that's why we were talking about it. Not so much from the Altadena area because it's further east from us. But yeah, it is just a real tragic story of, people who lost everything. But if you have a comment or if you have a question, please put it into the comments, and we're happy to answer those questions for you, or have Keena answer them for you. Did you have another one? Okay, so we talked about the Palisades things a little bit. Now, let's say your house did burn down there and you want to rebuild. What do you think is an anticipation of a time frame that they could actually rebuild to be able to move back? How many years?
Oh gosh, that's a tough question. I'm really not sure about that because I think it really depends. I think now there's more demand even for the builders. So, but I heard it would start. I guess they would start building later, right? I don't think that it was so immediate. So.
Wouldn't a lot of it depend on what their neighbors are going to do too? Because we were just talking about somebody now who's stuck by themselves, and you don't want to be the only house on their block.
Yes, that's.
You kind of have to hope other people are going to be with you on this, otherwise.
Yeah, it's kind of hard because the people who built their homes there and built to survive the fire are now alone,
Yeah.
you know, so
It's very sad, like losing everything.
Yeah, it's just.
like the whole city is gone.
Oh yeah, that's true, the whole neighborhood. And so I've seen a lot of people shifting this side. Actually, I noticed that.
I had a friend lost a house and he went back with his son and he couldn't find the house because all the street signs burned down. It took a
Oh,
while
wow.
to figure out
That's
where
very
it was.
sad.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's not good, but I mean, I would think that it would take a few years. Like I was thinking maybe like 3 to 5 years.
Yes.
But is that reasonable?
That sounds reasonable, just to build, like you said, the whole neighborhood, like the whole, the shopping centers and everything. It's not going to be such a quick and easy fix, like an overnight thing, unfortunately, right? So.
We still don't know what damage was done. I mean,
Yeah,
and
exactly.
all that. I mean, it could be environmentally unsafe.
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of work to do.
Yes. Oh yeah, there's a lot of cleanup, lots happening. And it's scary.
So I want to talk about a little bit about what you said, that you bought an investment property in Arizona. So you live here, but you bought something out of state. How does that work, and what would you tell people? Is that a good investment to buy out of state sometimes?
Yeah, I think it really all depends on your needs. For me, I had extra cash on hand, and I was like, okay, what can I do with this? And I looked at my mom, and my mom looked at me, and she's like, like this is what you should advise. This would be great. And I was like, you know what, that's great. And I've been watching my mom do it, right? So she has several investment properties, and I'm like, you know what, that's a great idea. So I did buy at a very good time, and the prices were really good. Out of state, I think. Here's good too, I think, but if you're always kind of established, and it's a little bit more expensive.
Arizona's a lot cheaper.
Arizona's a lot cheaper, but it has gone up now. So I think it was good at that time, and now, I mean, it's still affordable. And in other states, some people, go, do in Vegas or different parts.
So is your investment property a single-family home, or is it a commercial?
It's a single-family home, and it's currently being rented out. And fortunately, knock on wood, it was always, since I bought it, it was just being rented out since the beginning.
Good.
So I've been fortunate and happy that I didn't have to really pay the mortgage out of pocket, But so it's kind of paying for itself and a little extra. So I just feel like I want to get it done quicker. more.
So you did in Arizona. Are there particular states that are being more open to this, or that more people are gravitating towards?
Yeah, and I think anybody can really do it. Honestly, if you have the cash and you have the means, definitely. And the best thing to do, I suggest, is scope out the areas first. Because I knew Arizona because I have a good friend that lives out there, and I've been going for many, many years just to visit her. And I thought, this is a great time and place to do it.
What part of Arizona is it?
Gilbert.
Oh, yeah, I know
Gilbert,
that.
and it's very much up and coming. It's very
It's
family.
been growing for a while.
Yeah, it's kind of like Orange County. That's what I feel when I go there. It feels like it's very like family, and a great place. And you can do it anywhere, Texas. You just gotta really do your research and find that area.
It's all about picking the right property, just like it would be here.
Exactly. Where you really have to do the research.
That's funny that you mentioned Texas, because I was just going to mention that I know a lot of people moved there from here, and as well as to Arizona. Some of it was political. But we won't get into that.
Yeah, sorry. Yeah, we'll leave politics out of it.
Yeah, but in any case, it was, it's definitely two of the states that you can go to. And you mentioned Vegas, so I know some people who have also gone to Vegas, but that, I think, has been happening for quite a while. But it's still very affordable.
It's still very affordable, I agree. Yes. I mean,
you can buy a big house.
You can. And prices have gone up, I'll be honest, but it's not as like West LA or LA, but West LA,
Sure.
Or LA, I don't know.
And then recently I've been hearing about Utah.
Oh, yes.
And there's you can build big giant mansions.
Oh, yeah. I have not been there, but I want to go. Yeah. But that's a great place.
It's beautiful.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Another place is Florida. Florida is a tricky one now because a lot of people are moving out now.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's a tough one. So if it's
Yeah, there's a lot of change
You've
minds, so
probably heard
to
of
speak.
that.
Yeah,
You've
people are
heard-
kind of just deciding, we have a friend, Bill, who took off.
Yeah. So I think what happened during after COVID, everybody thought, or during COVID, during COVID, everybody thought, oh my gosh, it's the East Coast, they're like New Yorkers, and I'm from Washington D.C., so the colder state areas.
There's also a lot of political stuff going on, and a lot of things changing that people didn't like.
Yeah, there's a lot.
But it's good to know that, like, if you're young, that if you can't invest here on the west side in a piece of property, that you could still invest even if it's out of state, and it could still earn you,
Yes.
like we were saying, for your investment property, it's covering your mortgage and you get a little extra, so.
If you can't afford it here, you might be able to afford it somewhere
Somewhere
else.
else.
You're still building.
Equity.
You're
And
still
a
building.
lot of people do that, actually. A lot of people have been doing it.
Yeah.
It's not like a new thing, but it's great if you have the means. Like if you have financial, you can do it.
I know a lot of people also moved to Tennessee.
Oh yeah, a lot of places.
Yeah, so that was another
Things have
one.
changed since COVID hit. Things have changed quite a bit.
Well, because I think it was more because people could work from home,
Exactly.
and so they didn't need to be right there where the
The home life has changed for a lot of people. They're there
Oh, yeah.
much more, and it's more
Yeah.
important now to have what you do in your home.
I think definitely.
So you said you could sell or buy a house where anywhere you could work anywhere throughout California, right?
Yes.
So we're on the west side, but what about going a little bit, let's say an hour east of here or something? How are the prices different and the homes different?
Yes, things are a little bit like cheaper, I would say. A little bit, but the West LA is very pricey, and it's good. It retains its value too, which is amazing. Like even if you buy property, it will always go up.
Right.
West LA is so the other areas, like you mentioned, the East Side, or it's a little bit cheaper.
I'm talking like maybe if you went like Riverside or
Oh
something.
yes.
That's about an hour.
Yes,
and a half.
yeah, and I also could do this all of Southern California. I'm licensed for all of California, actually, even San Francisco. but I just stick to I specialize in.
Right.
It's harder to always do business out of it.
So maybe the reason I'm asking this because we just talked about out of state and everything. So
yes.
if people don't want to go out of state, maybe they could go an hour and a half, east of here or something, and they could maybe still do an investment property that
exactly.
isn't so far away.
Very true, very true. People can stay in Los Angeles and then like the outskirts or the suburbs of LA. But I think West LA is if you own property here already and hang on to it. You can throw some tenants in there, which is what I recommend, which would be great because that way you're still building that equity over time, and you still hold on to your property.
So is there a particular neighborhood in California that is up and coming that you've heard about, or?
I'd say Culver City. There's a lot of people, because there are a lot of studios out here. Like there's Sony, Amazon, it's highly desirable neighborhood. And there are a lot of older homes here, and I also noticed, aside from the homes, the older homes, they're doing the kind of like the flip, like what I was talking about earlier. So you also see those new homes. So a lot of people are doing that. So it's very up and coming because it's the jobs are here, right? Sony, the studios, that.
Sure.
I think it's a great place. So I think that's pretty fun.
We're sitting here, right here, where there was movie lots. So
I mean it's growing. It grew so fast. Highly gentrified neighborhood is what I know.
A lot of changes.
A lot of changes. So I think, Culver City is a great up and coming if you want to be close to all of that tech and entertainment. Even Playa Vista area. It's also very. I live next to Playa Vista. Much trust there. So.
And also the schools.
The schools, yeah. The schools. Palos Verdes is the school system is the best, like one of the best over there. And La Cañada, that's another place.
Really?
The schools are top notch, like very, very good schools over there. Very good schooling system, according to my research and with my background and knowledge.
Yeah.
So when you're in real estate, what's the average? Let's say if you're an average realtor, what's the average amount of houses you sell or buy per year?
I guess, again, that really
It's
depends.
a hard question.
It's a hard question. I think it really depends. Some people do 20, some people do 60, some,
Wow.
I mean, it's just really,
That's a lot.
I know, it just really depends. Some people are just back to back to back, or some people do 5 or 2 or 3, so it just range, but for average, I'd say maybe like 10, 15, like somewhere in between that, I think that's a great, if you can,
Well,
if you
that's
really
a
want to
sign of
generate that income.
Yeah, that's a sign of a decent market.
And exactly, and then you have like a lot of people giving you referrals, and some agents are just based off of referrals. They started advertising, and then their business, started booming, and then they're like, okay, let's just go have referral.
How competitive is the industry?
Oh, it's very competitive. Real estate
I
is.
think it would be one of the most competitive.
Oh, it's extremely. It's a very low barrier to get entry, and it is very competitive. So I think almost everybody has their license alongside their other job, and
Right, a lot of people do it as a second job,
As a
we talked about, but also everybody thinks they can do it. It's one of those.
Yes.
And that's
correct.
like buying a restaurant.
Yes.
It doesn't always work. Yeah.
So everybody thinks they can do it. I'm not saying anything.
No, it's not a slap.
But
in the face,
exactly,
it's just that's what they think.
it is very difficult to generate. You have to really be hustling is the word that we use.
Yeah,
You have to aggressive. You have to really win that business. It's not easy, I'll tell you. But if you're really if you really have your mind to it and you're a go-getter, you can really make it work.
Okay.
From the 2 years that you've been doing it, what are some of the best moments that stand out in your head?
From real estate, let's see.
Yeah.
I feel just the best moments. Okay, let's see. Let me backtrack a little.
Is the worst easier?
The worst moments. Oh gosh, I think for me it's seeing when interest rates fluctuate. It hasn't moved much. It's pretty very slight. It's been pretty stable ever since after the low lows.
Right.
2 to 3. I think just seeing it go down slightly and people get excited, the buyers, and those are really good moments because you're oh, and you could see the joy in their eye, face, right? Okay, now is the time, and we have a family, a husband or spouse, and the kids, and then they're ready to move in and find their dream home. But yeah, I guess so. I guess that would be the best time. Right now, the interest rates are just I heard that there's a lot of stuff out there, but
I know my husband's in the mortgage business, so I hear him.
I kind of overheard. I walked in, I was like, oh man, and I thought real estate.
No, he's mortgage broker.
Yeah.
So we do have some comments. Do you have a special area you concentrate on selling or anywhere in LA? And then she said, my neighbor is moving to Gilbert. And then do you work with leases also?
Oh yes. So I work honestly anywhere in Los Angeles. I can make it work because I'm licensed for the state.
But mostly you've been doing the west side.
It's mostly the west side. I did last year. I did a condo in the South Bay, not Torrance, Redondo Beach.
Yeah,
Okay.
very nice.
Yeah. Oh, it's very nice. It's very close to the water. So yeah, just around here. And lease as well. Exactly.
Very good.
Thank you for those questions.
Yeah,
and
thank you.
What else? Let's see. Anybody else say anything? No? Okay. What else do you want people to know about you?
What would you like to say to everybody?
Do you have a website? Do you have
I do. I have a link tree.
Okay.
And oh gosh, I should.
Well, it's up there, yeah.
Okay. If I can. Oh, maybe.
We can add it in
Okay,
later.
in the comments.
We'll post
Yes.
it for you.
So we did tag Keena in our lives, and so if you have a question, even when you're watching this on the rerun, you can always still make the comments and ask the questions or whatever you want to make a comment to her. She can answer for you because she's tagged in the live.
Yes.
Okay, so she can answer for
Thank
you.
you. I think personal and business.
So you, yeah.
Either.
And you work for Realty One Group.
Realty One Group United in Marina Del Rey. Yes.
So she's out of Marina Del Rey, which is really close to here, and you can reach her through that. But she's tagged on here, so you can also reach her through that as well. We do these lives to just bring more awareness to the different businesses, and we also do them so that as a consumer you learn more about all of these different businesses. Which reminds me, so on Wednesday, 2 days ago, we had our Biz Fair, and that was over at the Rotunda Room in Culver City, and we had 22 or 24 businesses there, and I know I added 2 more at the last minute. So, yeah. So anyway, we had that, and we had, it was a good turnout of businesses as well as people who came through. A little hectic with the location.
People are still trying to park.
I couldn't make it
People are still there trying to park.
Yeah. But anyway, it was great because we had a lot of wonderful businesses, and we'll do that again in December. So put that on your calendar for the month of December. It's always fun because at that moment it becomes more like a little bazaar, and so people love to shop, and we had a lot, and this time we had some really, really great vendors. I ended up buying a bunch of stuff too. And we have a good mixture of people who are selling services as well as products. So it's not just about a sale, it's about, learning what people have been talking about as they come to our mixers. Next month, on July 10th, I believe it is, it's a Thursday, we will be at Dinah's Comfort Kitchen, which is the new location for the Dinah's restaurant over on Washington and Sepulveda. And it's going to be at 4:30 in the afternoon, and come and check that out because they have done a great job of redoing that restaurant.
They're very nice people. We interviewed them a couple months ago. They're terrific. I think it's a pretty good place.
That location in Westchester?
Yes.
I tore it down. That's, I think right across, like that's right.
But these are different owners that bought it out, and they're doing a great
It's the
job.
same restaurant.
It's like I think some of the employees that are bought it out.
That's cool. Yeah.
So come and check it out. Maybe sample some food, and it's going to be really great. So come check that out. That is on Thursday, July 10th from 4:30 to 6:30 p.m. I will make the events up there soon. So if you don't know, if you go to your events on Facebook, you will see I've invited you to that particular event, and then you can RSVP there, and that's a great way because I can keep a tally, and then I can tell our hosts, how many people to expect. But anyway, they remodeled the inside. It's great. They have really nice, comfortable booths in there now, and the floor, they redid this floor, and it's beautiful. So anyway, come and check that out. And what else? Anything else we gotta tell
Will
them?
there be food there? No.
It's a restaurant, maybe.
Never mind.
I hope so. I think there'll be food there.
Yeah.
I think there'll be
For
food
the foodies.
for the
Just for a
foodies.
friend, yeah.
I'm a foodie. Asking for a friend.
So we have that in July, and then I think we have Tiffany in August. I can't remember if we have September. October I just filled with our new location for the Fresh Pita was on Sepulveda. They got a new sort of makeover. It's the same owner, but they changed the menu to like more of a tapas kind of thing. And so I went in there and was talking to him, so he booked us for October. So that's, it's called Sip and Savor. And so I just have November available. That's it. So if anybody's interested in hosting us, let us know. We bring the people, you supply the place and a little bit of food, and we bring you the crowd. So it's a great win-win for everybody.
Really good idea.
Yeah. Keena, thank you for
Thank
being
you.
here with us. We really appreciate it.
It was
And
a pleasure. Thank you for having me.
we didn't like put you in too much of a hot seat,
No.
right?
She was
Like,
totally
you were
fine.
kind.
Yes, you guys are so good. Thank you so
We
much.
were
It was
kind
a
with you.
pleasure
We don't
being
want to
here.
ruin your weekend.
No.
Yes.
we
My
were-
nerves are calm.
Yeah,
I was
you were
nervous.
great.
Nervous.
You're terrific. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. I do.
Oh yeah,
appreciate
thanks for
it.
coming.
Thank
You know,
you.
it was really nice to have you
Thank you.
here.
I
Really
look forward
appreciate
to more of the events.
It'd be good to see you again.
Yes, thanks.
Good weekend, everybody.
it. Have a good weekend, everyone. Thanks for joining us. We'll see you next week.